Hello everyone, this is Dave from Videos from Dave, and today I have my impressions of the Arms Global Testpunch. First thing I noticed was how precise and responsive the motion controls were. They were much better than I expected, and as a result, it was my main input method of choice throughout the weekend. I also tried with the Pro controller, but felt no advantage, and it lacked that extra level of fun motion provided. So I don't expect I'll play any other way, sore arms or not. And yes, my arms were actually sore after the weekend. The next thing that stood out to me was the visuals, which were crisp and fluid, with never a stutter in action. I'm extremely impressed, but not surprised. Nintendo always seems to be able to outclass all others in making the most out of limited hardware. Three and 4 player free-for-all matches can sometimes be frustrating. Either team up or you get teamed up on. One thing to keep in mind is it's not about who does the most damage or most knockouts, but instead who has the most health at the end. So avoiding the fight can be a good strategy. Also frustrating when one player focuses just on you, ignoring the other, forcing you into a one-on-one fight while the other waits to pick off the winner, ultimately dooming you both to defeat. Although the reverse, where you get to win, is extremely satisfying. My favorite mode was the traditional one-on-one fight. It's slower, which allows for more strategy. The best of which was to wait for them to overextend themselves, then dash out of the way and counter with a grab. Another thing I like to do was to save my fury to finish them off. The sheer contrast to one-on-one was the 2-on-2 team fight, where you're tethered to another player. It felt very random and hectic, almost favoring button mashing over strategy. As a result, 2-on-2 was my least favorite mode. Also difficult was fighting against 2 players on one system, as they can coordinate, and since Nintendo has no voice chat implemented, you can't. The last mode in the Testpunch was Volleyball, which I actually enjoyed. It was a great break in the combat and added some much needed variety to party mode, but only in one-on-one, as 2-on-2 desperately needed voice chat for coordination. The ability to call for shots would allow your teammate to save their arms if the ball is returned immediately over the net. As it is now, you end up fighting over the ball with your teammate. This is another mode where 2-on-1 system have an advantage. So does this game offer depth? Yes, definitely. This is no Wii Boxing 2. Every character plays fairly different, and there's a decent amount of strategy through arms combination, movement, and blocking, but definitely not to the extent of a traditional fighting game like Street Fighter. One strategy I'm seeing overly used now is constantly jumping. Jump dash repeatedly till an opening presents itself. Most fighting games have a good way to punish excessive jumping. Unfortunately, Arms does not. I definitely would have liked to see the moveset expanded upon. For example, the grab. After you punch out with both arms, it would have been cool if you had to pull your arms back to pull the character in. Then maybe offer a couple different moves you can do, including a character-specific super if your super is ready, and one that's difficult to pull off but devastating if done. I would have also liked if they added in a way to trip an opponent or do an uppercut if you can get in close. One thing Nintendo absolutely nailed is the lobby. It's a shockingly genius design that's just better than anything I've used before. The fluidity in transition from lobby to match and vice versa is unmatched. The practice mode built in and virtually no wait time for matches to load is the icing on the cake. Overall, I thoroughly enjoyed myself with the Arms Testpunch, and I can't wait to get my hands on the final product. The combat is genuinely fun, and the team combat, if played with a friend, will likely be equally so. It's hard to judge the game's depth at this early stage, so time will tell, but much like Smash Bros, I think it will perfectly nail accessibility and depth, unlike most fighting games. Well, there we have it. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. This is Videos from Dave, signing out.
Gotta bounce!